Alright, stop that for now. Now we gotta work on this. Already got, this was already broken, so broke everything. Oh shit, it broke everything I could. To get to all the points I need to take stuff off. So just to make it simpler, take off the column. This was on the column, all this was there, separated it. Y luego to separate, to make it easier, so I can know by taking that one out, since this one's already to shit. Easiest thing ever is just on this truck, it's just these two. Y luego these two have to get disconnected from in here, and all this goes that way. Esto también todavía falta, I think, pero ahorita voy a ver what all this goes to. I might have to take out the AC box, which, yeah, I might end up doing that, taking the AC box, make sure there's nothing behind there that doesn't need to be there, and just make sure everything's good before I put all this shit back together, so I ain't gotta repeat the process another day. Alright, see nothing's there. Well, yeah, I kind of gonna see the process, but I took the truck and use the hoist like I always do. Took the motor out. Fucked up a plug in the process, but from what I've seen, this motor or this transmission and that transmission are the same. But we'll see what we can do about that. Now, today's process, or today's goal, is to take the motor closer to the well, pressure wash it, clean it, degrease it, address any kind of problems that it might have, maybe change a couple sensors, 1 or 2, just to be on the safe side before we put it back in. So take it out, pour it back in. Already have it in the air. Gonna put jack stands. Once you put jack stands, we're gonna take apart the suspension. We gotta take the exhaust out. So whenever I was thinking about changing everything, you're supposed to change this, obviously. You logo that part. All this right here that goes to your tail light, fuel pump. I think that's about it. I thought that was the same, but it's different plugs, so I'm gonna have to take all this shit out. In the process of taking out the motor, or the window motor, to be electric. On this truck, all it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then your whole assembly comes out through here. It does have electric locks, so it's gonna be a pain in the ass, but I gotta take the lock off of this. I mean, I don't have to, but I want the function, so I gotta take it out and put another track. And then you disconnect it from here, you slide the whole boot out and take it out through here. And then that's about it. The shit that goes here as well, because I'm assuming it's different. I gotta take the shit to the electric, slide for the dome light, and then the speakers, and then the cab light, or the brake light on the back. So like I said, I'm gonna try to cut it, figure out which one's which on the wires, and then just use the regular one and just splice into it, so I ain't gotta take all this out and rerun it. But we'll see how long that takes. All right, ya quedó este lado. Oh, yeah, there we go. The only difference from this and that is this little corner here. So I'm gonna have to cut this to be rounded off, which, I mean, that doesn't really matter for me. Just hit it with the grinder, or cut off wheel. Pero ya quedó. I don't think I can close it, but I got the window from that one because the tint was a little bit darker and a little bit better. Now, I'm gonna tackle cleaning this inside again and cleaning all this right here, because we're gonna take the AC out of that one, put it in here. We're just gonna keep everything the same, so we ain't got no problems about connections not being long enough, or there might be a different plug, so make it easier on me. Took off the little thing for the shifter, turn signal, and then the tilt column. Y luego vamos a desconectar these 2 bolts, all these little things. They can stay with the dash, and then we just take the whole steering wheel out. Damn, I'm moving too much. The whole steering wheel out, So it's 2, 3, take it completely out, take it out from the shaft, and we should be solid. The dash, I don't remember how exactly I took it out. It's 1, 2 in the corner, and then a bunch of like 4 or 5 on the actual, on the actual roof to be able to make it work. God damn, I wasn't even a dash on that hoe, but old buddy put a skin over it, which from the looks of it, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna just break the pieces that are already broken, put the skin back on, and then I'm gonna order one from LMC. It's the whole piece, you know, the whole assembly. I think it's like $200-300. I would do it now, but I didn't know it's cracked, and who knows how long it's gonna take for the other piece to come in. If I'm not mistaken, you can do it while all this is here. You just gotta take the number one thing you gotta take out is the airbag, because you got screws behind this airbag. But we're just gonna take it out and roll with it for now. So we kind of fucked out here, kind of cracked that little piece, but as long as it ain't the chingada, man, a little bit of super glue won't hurt. So this is the main harness. This one, there's one below it. This goes to your whatever functions are there, and then you got 2 that go into here. I'm not sure what they go to, but you have to disconnect them from back here to take them out through here, because it all comes out one piece. This one goes to your, I think it's your, if I'm not mistaken, all the accessory shit on the window side, on the passenger side. I think, I'm not exactly sure. You gotta take that out. I done took off the AC stuff, this one, and then the other line from here. Just use that tool. Make sure you use a multifunction tool. They got 4 options, makes it quicker. Now I'm gonna take out the computer, take all this off, and there's a little tray for it, and swap it over to that side, put all this stuff back together. Well, I gotta take the AC out, the AC box out, and then slap it in there. Then I can put all this shit on, but right now I'll put this computer. AC box out, gotta clean it. Auto report. It's old harness. All this would be considered your speakers, electric stuff, and all your lights that go up top. So dash was a bitch. Laid it out over there. Just gonna keep it there for the meantime. Gonna clean up the AC box, fix up whatever I fucked up, and then clean out all the pine straw, debris, whatever's in there, and then slap it in there. Motor's already cleaned up as much as I can. Come out pretty good, clean. All that's left is to get one of these hoses, because this one's brittle and cracked. Get a thermostat, slip it in there. All right, kind of got lost, or kind of got off track for a little bit, but I've been busy. So y'all didn't see the motor put in or none of that, but I already got that soldered in. Put it in there, everything mounted up like it should. Like I said I was gonna do, if I didn't mention, I was gonna jack up the body with 6x6s, put them under there to slide all this transmission and motor in one piece, so I don't have to separate and deal with that later on. So slid the tail end in there, lay the motor down. Motor mounts ain't tightened up yet. Transmission is. While I was on the 6x6s in the air, had a lot of room to do whatever I needed to do. Connect the exhaust, O2 sensors, harnesses, links for the shifter, and then some other odds and ends. And then as far as the front, that helped me out to get all this back here buttoned up, put the fuel line bracket in, tighten that up, all the cables that need to go back there, and then yeah, just already did the core support, all the accessories, or heated core lines or heater hose lines, whatever you want to call it, accessories, harness, the computer, vacuum lines, redid all the spark plug wires, ran them right, and then yeah, that's it. So already got this buttoned up, more or less all this buttoned up for the battery terminals. Took the core support off to pick up the truck because there was no means to leave this here, pick it up, and then you still have to deal with it with a motor. So take that off, have more space. Gonna put that back on. Gonna bolt down the cab from the actual cab portion, put the core support back in, and then this is what we're running now. So I knew I needed a setup or something for this truck for the show. A buddy of mine offered me those. I really wanted those, but oh, you can't even see, but they're SRT 4s and 7s. I just wanted the 4s for the truck, put it on streets, but for me to do all that process right now within a month left, it's gonna be a hassle. So I just put the streets, or I put the SRTs and 7s on the 4th gen, and we're gonna put the 26s on the 2nd gen. Right now it has a leveling kit, and we have the flip kit in the rear, like I said. What I might end up doing is having to put the stock shackle back in to bring it back up. If not, we're gonna be rubbing. But this is just temporary. This is just for the show, and maybe on the weekends or some shit like that. But it ain't gonna do much of a job. But yeah, once we get done with all this and get everything buttoned up, we'll work on the inside part, getting the dash in, which is there, so we can see about trying to turn on this motor. I know we got to change the harness that goes from the back, from right there all the way to the tail lights, fuel pump, all that got to change out because the plugs are different. So we're gonna see about that. Get the column, steering wheel column back in there so we're able to turn it wherever we need, and just button everything back up, and we should be done. A la madre pinche soda. All right, we got the truck more or less put together. Hood is cocked. Everything's mostly in there. All I need is the plastic for the fan shroud, however you want to call it. And then, because that one broke and it came off of that truck, it was already broken. Need to go to the junkyard to get that. Luego, lo único que falta, power steering fluid, transmission fluid. I already put some in there, but it leaks because I don't have the drive shaft in there. Luego, fix that right there because I had to pry it out and they don't want to stay in there no more. Where the harness goes into the cab, line up the drive shaft, not drive shaft, ¿cómo se llama el pinche? Steering shaft, steering column, whatever you want to call it. I got to put a weight on that even though I don't want to, because there's no sense in me putting the steering wheel and then the dash, and it's going to be more complicated. So I got to see about that. And then I'm going to see about ordering the, on these second gens, these bitches break on the top part of the dash. To order one is like $349 after taxes and everything. I do want to buy it, but I don't know how long it's going to take, and I really need to put this shit back together so I can see what it takes to have it running and driving. And after that, if there's any kind of other issues, fix those issues, have some time, and then still have time to fix whatever I want, like as in color matching, just accessory stuff. I want it to look good before the show, so I'm kind of still debating on that, but I'll make a decision on today or tomorrow. But yeah, bumper on, hood on. Como se mira. Close the door real quick. Chingada madre. Damn, it's hot. I don't know, like I said about the rear situation, I don't know if from doing it with a tractor too much and just twisting it, that maybe the frame bent, or it's just there's something that I'm not figuring out. But the back tire on this side touches before the other one does. So what I might end up doing, will have to do regardless, is I'm gonna have to, one of the two things, put helper bags, which I got some. I just got to see about finding some brackets or making some brackets to fit, and then run some lines to the back to hold a certain amount of PSI, or bring down a hole to be at 5 on both sides and stick the stock shackle. And I'm assuming it'll probably just end up being around the same height as that. Still waiting on the plastics to get painted. I got chrome handles, actual chrome handles instead of covers, because this one, I think it was this one, yeah, this one broke on me. So what I have to do, so I'll make sure I have a key. I have to take all these, both doors for the front off. I got to take the lock mechanism, or the lock for this, off. So this is going to be just the key for the lock, and then I'll have another one for the ignition.